My name is Hola Siftar. I am the podcast host, SIRM MicDrop.
I'm very happy that my colleague Anne Jones said yes to this today. Let's see what we do together. Anne is our fashion and textiles department faculty, and she's one of my more quirky favorite people on campus. So how are you, Anne?
I'm fine today, thank you.
What is the answer to that generally when someone says, how are you?
I'm surviving.
I'm surviving. The true answer people want to give. All right, Anne.
Because nobody really wants to hear how you actually are.
And you know, there are times when you tell people the actual truth and they're like, how am I going to deal with that? I did not expect that answer. Anyway, so if truth be told, so you are personification of fashion for me. Every day I see your dresses and your shoes and everything about you is such sunshine and bright and sunny and all things color. So how did you come about to be this person?
Oh, God. How did I come to be this person? I suppose years and years ago, because we've spoken about this, I had a bit of an epiphany that I'd got to be me regardless of what other people thought, and if they had a problem with the way I dressed, that was their issue, not mine.
Oh, how old were you then when you had this epiphany?
About 15.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it was like, no, I'm going to be me regardless, because if I try and be what society thinks I should be, it was making me ill. So I decided, nope, got to be me. So yeah, I don't fit in, so what? But then when I got to art college, everybody was like me. It was like, hey, coming home, I feel great.
You found your tribe.
Yeah, I could be confident enough to say, yeah, I can do this.
I can do this. And there are more people like me. I'm not alone. I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Up until that point, when you do find your tribe, you feel like you're the only one that's dealing with this.
Yeah.
And it is a lonely space to be in.
Yeah, you know, there's always that one kid who's the kid sat in the back of the art class at school, and never goes out at break time. That was me.
Oh, and if I ask you, because I see you now with all of this life experience and all of the things that you've done, that I keep hearing you tell me, and then I see it in front of me. Why did you choose fashion?
It just seemed a natural progression. As I said, I went to art college, did my foundation in art, and you try a little bit of everything there. And it was a toss-up between fashion and photography at the time. But I just think I just had more of a passion for it, I just want to do that.
Does it have anything to do with the fact that there's something inside of you? You're a creative person. You just have to find that thread that you could, sort of pull at, and then that's what you want to do. Where do you reach from I'm a creative person to this is what I want to do?
I think because if I looked around my family, there was a lot of people who did a lot of sewing, knitting, crocheting, and I had a great aunt who was a clothes designer in early 1900s in Birmingham, and she'd got the same ability as I've got. I can see a 3D garment on a person, and I know exactly how you make it, how you cut the pattern. I don't have to think. It's just there, and I know.
You're just gifted genetically, aren't you?
Yeah, there's just a thing. 2D to 3D is so simple, and it's not something I even have to think about. So it was just a way of exploiting the way my brain works.
And I do know, because of all of the conversations that we end up having during lunch break and other times, I know that you've struggled with mental health, and I do know that you've struggled with learning disability as well. So are you comfortable talking about that? Yeah. So tell us about that, and how is that poured into what you're doing right now?
Well, I'm dyslexic, which is diagnosed. The ADHD isn't diagnosed. That was quite funny. My mother complained bitterly as growing up that I never slept. And at school, you were always the naughty kid at the back of the class who fidgeted a lot, because when I was at school, I don't think it existed as a problem. Yeah. Not that I call it, the problem's the wrong term. So when I did my PGCE quite some years ago, I read the description of ADHD to my mother and said, what does that sound like? And she said, that is you.
Yeah, that sounds like you.
So it was, that is. But I don't think of them as problems. I think of them as they've been the stepping stone that helped me get where I am. Because if it wasn't for the fact that I could, when I get engrossed in something, I can work at 3 o'clock in the morning, till 3 o'clock in the morning in a project, I don't think I would have done my fashion courses or been a designer, because you get so obsessed with something. You've got to do it till it's finished. It might be 3 in the morning, so what?
And so you took those as skills or as positives, as something that sort of drove what you were doing. And I don't think if you didn't have those, you would have been able to do what you're doing right now.
No. And I suppose I've also got to thank my parents, because unusually I was diagnosed with dyslexia when I was at school, but I never saw it as a problem. I always saw it as, it means some things can be more difficult, but it shouldn't stop you doing anything.
And this was an internal dialogue that you had with yourself.
Because it's like I stupidly went and decided to do a master's that wasn't another 2 years designing. It was an academic research master's, which meant writing a book. And it's like most dyslexic people wouldn't even dream of thinking that, but I didn't let it stop me.
And that's one of the reasons why I really, really like you. And I think you are one of those fine teachers that are exactly the kind of role models as learners need to see today. And speaking about that, just tell us a little about all your academic achievements and what you've studied, and how does that help you with your classroom learning and teaching?
I personally did a foundation in art after school. Then I did a HND in fashion.
There you go.
And after that, I came and did my MA. I don't think you can go straight to an MA anymore.
Yeah, you'll have to do a top-up for that.
I could do that at the time. And I remember when I had my interview for doing the MA here in Leicester, that's why I ended up in Leicester. We don't normally take people from HNDs. Why should we take you? And I brazenly said there's a first time for everything.
For everything. Oh, well, yes. You've broken a lot of glass ceilings, so that was probably another one of yours.
Yeah.
So
because I had the academic background, admittedly I hadn't done it, so much, but I'd got the academic background, and so they took me on.
Why not?
Yeah.
Just tell them why not.
Yeah,
that could be the first one.
Yeah.
So about Leicester and the landscape, let's delve into that, and the fashion landscape at Leicester. I mean, I've just recently come into the picture for it, but you're probably one of the right people to speak to when it comes to fashion in Leicester. So tell us, how long have you been here? And my important question is, what is your take on how things were and where are they right now?
I came to Leicester in 1991. So I've been here far too long. And it was very, very different. It was a thriving manufacturing companies. Even when I first moved into Leicester, you'd still got the likes of Pecs and Cora's, which Cora was a massive company who supplied to M&S, and you've got Richard Roberts. They were a knitwear company, because Leicester comes out of the hosiery trade, originally making socks and stockings in the 19th century. So they had a lot of knitting history and talent, and then that also went into knitting cloth, and loads of cloth was knitted and dyed in Leicester as well up until quite recently. And these big companies, they started to fold in the early 90s because M&S took all their work abroad. But you had a lot of very talented machinists and people. Some people started setting up their own businesses. So it was known for having, when I first started, there was a lot. You sold to C&A, you sold to H&M, and you'd do like 70,000 garments of one style.
Lots and lots of market, industry, lots of work.
Yeah. And then Boohoo and fast fashion and the internet happened. So they took over like the likes of ASOS. When everybody went online, the online people started buying in Leicester. So you would say if it was made of jersey wear, it was made in Leicester. You had to go to London and Manchester for wovens, but Leicester would be jersey made. 80% of everything that Boohoo, Pretty Little Things, I saw it first, all those companies sold was made in Leicester.
And we've seen happen in Leicester with the industry.
Unfortunately, after COVID, during COVID, there was about 350 manufacturers in Leicester. There's now less than 30. And it was what happened with Boohoo and their manufacturing base, which wasn't everybody. All the companies that's brought out of Leicester just said, we don't want to be involved in that. Even though you're legit, we're not going there. So basically, a lot of companies have found if you have a Leicester postcode now, the big companies won't touch you. So we're down to about 20 manufacturers. The only thing is, what's coming out of it, it has hit like the knitters, all the other people, but the companies that are left behind are really good ones. They're really positive. They're doing really good things. Like the knitters I've seen, they're knitting with recycled yarns, which are great, but unfortunately some of the store groups won't take them because they say they're too expensive.
Of course.
And the sad thing is, which I feel a lot of people from outside the industry don't realise, when they say it's too expensive, the garment is only 10p more expensive, but they won't buy it, even though it's recycled cloth. So I think the problem is the consumer has got so used to very, very, very cheap clothes.
Of course.
They don't want to pay even 20, 30p extra.
Well, that's how market is. But is there any good news for us in fashion?
Well, yeah, I think it's the companies that are left behind are doing well, and they're looking at very different markets. Like one of the people I work with has just been nominated for Entrepreneur of the Year with her brand that she started, and she's doing really, really well. So there are some big success stories. Some of the knitters I know, like I said, they're doing lots of exciting things with yarn. They're building their business back up. There's a company of printers that I first met 25 years ago. He was showing me all of his new AI work that he's doing, and that is amazing.
So there is light and
and
at the end of the tunnel.
And the people that are left are the legit people who are not employing the
likes what was happening before.
Yeah. Which I also feel there was a lot of bad press for a couple of companies that were a problem.
And they're not here anymore at the point.
No, they've all gone.
So and bringing you back to what we're doing here at the School of Information Risk Management, let's say. So we have a fashion and textiles department, and how do you see that sort of contributing to the community? And tell us a little about the department and how we've set it up and how we're different, so we could sort of dive into it. You joined us, I think, about last year and picked it up from there, and we have now recruited quite a number of students. So what is your take on this? We are in Leicester. We are where we are with the Leicester Market Fashion. Tell us, what is your take in all of this for SIRM?
But the good thing about HNDs, unlike a degree, is they're far more practical, and they actually give students the skills they will need to get a job, rather than, oh well, yes, I'm very, very creative and I can do these amazing pictures, but that doesn't mean you can actually construct a garment.
Constructing a garment.
And I know a lot of employers don't necessarily employ people with a degree because, you can draw a pretty picture, but you can't actually make the garment. You don't know how it's constructed. So HND does give students a very different take, as in, we will teach them how to look at a garment, how to construct it, because I feel if you can't construct a garment, how can you design it? Because you don't know where the seams have got to go. You don't know how to make it that shape. So that's the way I look at it.
And so you feel that this program that we're offering, which is the Higher National Diploma in Fashion and Textiles, is more practical, more hands-on, and the students learn the skills that they need to learn. What would you say about the kind of students we have and the kind of support that we give at the School of Information Risk Management at SIRM?
Yeah. Well, because we've got a lot of adult learners who don't come from necessarily an academic background. They haven't had the support for whatever reason previously. So the good thing about SIRM is we are willing to give those people a chance, like I was given a chance. We're not going to say, no, you haven't got the standard A levels, so we don't want to look at you. We will take you. If we see a spark of something, we will take you, we will give you those skills, and we'll also give you the support that you might need.
Yeah. So because SIRM does have that widening participation angle, giving back to the community, and the kind of learners we have that mostly adult learners have some kind of disruption during their study time, or they're coming back to studies again, or they're just people who are working and want to either change their career, or they just want to upskill themselves. Yeah,
I've got one student, and he is actually one of my best students. He's 52 years of age, yet he wants to have a third career, and he's actually really talented. So it'll be great to see him fledgling
Blossom,
out
yeah,
there to blossom
yeah.
into, get his own business, which is what he wants to do.
Which is what I like. The SIRM student success stories are mostly like that. The previous graduation, we had a mother graduate with the son at that point in time. So, so you get all these, and then I had some students that developed their own businesses, for example, training institutes or training academies. They were doing makeup or they were doing some form of business, and then that qualification just sort of strengthened what they wanted to do, sort of gave them a structure and a foundation, which is something we're very, very proud of at SIRM. But more importantly, the kind of student services that we have here, and the students obviously go through that bespoke kind of tailored support that they need.
Yeah.
So where do you think that the students that you have will go from here? Where the bunch of students that you have now, you probably spend some time with them. Where the key strengths are, and where do you think they'd be going after the program?
A lot of them have got a real passion for wanting to open up their own business. I've got one girl who's already showing me everything. She wants to do wedding dresses, and she's so passionate about it, and she really, really knows where she wants to be in 5 years' time.
So I think the fact that now that we're setting up a fashion incubation center for us as students, and I think that so probably these students could be plugged into that, and that could just provide them the kind of support that they need if they want to open up a business.
Yeah, and an ex-student of mine from some years ago is talking to us about using that as well.
The facility.
Because he's getting started as a stylist now, and he's come in a couple of times to ask for help, just to point him in the right direction for where he can get help, be it just as boring a thing like, oh, I need an accountant.
Yeah. So, so that's what the incubation center is for. Signpost the students, provide them the basic tools that they need. And obviously, sometimes you just need a desk and a chair and a place to sit and start working. And obviously, with the mentorship of the kind of staff that we have here, they probably get that. But that's wonderful. And if you want to talk about maybe at the end, maybe advice for the students or somebody who's looking to join the program, and more importantly, what is it that for them to take away from here for this interview or the podcast, or what do you want them to take away from the program, and also why should they choose SIRM?
Because we're friendly and lovely. We're not.
Short and sweet.
We're an institution that definitely has a place for everyone. We are inclusive, definitely. We're not going to be one of those. Like I said, I've taught at other places as well as doing my fashion work, freelance work, and I've seen a lot of people because you don't fit the mold, and art people aren't like that. Art people don't fit the mold. It's not a production line.
Yeah.
We're all a bit quirky and a bit odd.
So if you're odd and you're quirky and you don't fit the mold,
you can find a home in my department.
You should join Anne in the fashion and textiles
because I'd like some other slightly odd dresses.
Yeah, why not?
So not everybody was looking at my shoes.
We love them.
They can't see them today, but I've got Spurs on today.
I know, there you go. So they bring a lot of joy to us anyways, Anne. But thank you so much for doing this with me. It's always a pleasure talking to you. I really, really enjoy all of our talks. But thank you so much for talking to us at the SIRM MicDrop.
Thank you.
I think we're done.